If you want to get into crypto today, you're a complete beginner and you don't know anything, well, this is the video to watch to get started, to know when to buy, how it works, and I'll also show you how to earn crypto for free throughout this video. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to this new video. If you're new, my name's Julian and here we're talking finance, investment and cryptocurrency. The aim of the channel is to make finance and investment easy to understand, even for people who know nothing about them. And I know I've been there. Cryptocurrency is something that may seem complicated, but here I'm going to try to simplify things for you, to show you how crypto works, what it's for, how to buy, how to spend, and throughout the video there will be little gifts to win. And I'm also going to show you how to get crypto completely free. And so I think this is the most interesting video on my channel because I'm going to try to explain to you from A to Z how it works, and I'm going to try to explain to you in a very simple way how I would invest in cryptocurrency today if I were a complete beginner. So, if this is something that appeals to you, don't hesitate to drop a like, subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with my next videos, and set off the little bell to be informed in real time when my next videos are released. And you've probably heard of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin or blockchain, so you're thinking maybe it's time to invest today, and so this video is made for you. And to start with, let's explain a little about how cryptocurrency works. Well, cryptocurrency is simply a currency that can be exchanged from one person to another without any controlling body. And yes, it's completely the opposite of a bank. When you have a bank, there's the customer here, there's the beneficiary here, and in the middle of the two, there's your bank, which validates the transaction. And what are the big disadvantages of sending money from person A to person B via a bank? Well, for one thing, you don't really have control over your money. You're not really in control of that money because the banker has the right to know why you're making that transaction. So he may ask you for proof whether the amount is over 1,000 euros or more. He'll also charge you fees which can sometimes be exorbitant, and you won't be able to carry out the transaction as you'd like. And so in general, banks are closed at weekends, on Sundays and Mondays. And so often you can't carry out transactions during that time. But with crypto, you can send money during the day, at night or on weekends. You can send crypto almost instantly and at very low cost. Because yes, with cryptocurrency, it's completely decentralized. In other words, there's no one person at the center of the transaction to validate or invalidate it. And no matter what the amount, sometimes you end up with only pennies in fees. And so, to sum up, cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, which is the #1 and best known crypto in the world, well, you carry out a peer-to-peer transaction, i.e. a direct link with very few fees. It's very fast and completely decentralized. In other words, there's no one who can get in the way and interrupt the transaction, regardless of the amount. And so this is how cryptocurrencies work, and Bitcoin in particular, which is the currency, the #1 cryptocurrency, that was created in 2009 by a person or group of people by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto. So cryptocurrency is only a few years old and it's being adopted more and more every year. It's estimated that the percentage of adoption is 113%, whereas for the internet it was between 60 and 70%. So the adoption of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, well, that's about twice what the internet was back then. So that's just crazy. And before we go any further, well, there are 8 things I'm going to sum up very quickly and very simply that you need to know about cryptocurrency, you who are getting started today. First of all, Bitcoin is not a stock. No, it's not a share in a company because Bitcoin isn't a company. It's a completely decentralized currency that doesn't belong to any company or even to anyone. There's no physical logo, there's nothing. And secondly, you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin and therefore buy $10, $100 worth of Bitcoin if you like. And then you don't buy a Bitcoin, but you buy satoshis, i.e. fractions of a Bitcoin. And by owning fractions of a Bitcoin, well, you own satoshis that can go up to 8 decimal places. So you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. And even statistically, with the 8 billion people on Earth, well, there will never be a whole Bitcoin for every person on the planet, since Bitcoin is limited to 21 million units and not one more. Because yes, the big value of Bitcoin is that it's limited in terms of quantity, unlike the euro and the dollar, which are being printed stratospherically with every passing second. Thirdly, you need to know that you can use crypto. Some people say to me, here, but it's useless, it's just a speculative tool. Well, no, you can spend your crypto in 2 ways, either by sending it to someone, be it a friend, a relative, a family member, or even a company, by making a simple transaction. but we'll see how later. And 2, if you have crypto, well, you can spend it with a credit card. Here, it's a Binance card, but you also have the Crypto.com card, which are classic credit cards like your Visa or MasterCard, and which allow you to buy products or services at the supermarket like a classic credit card. The big advantage of these crypto cards is that you can spend your crypto if you wish. What's more, you get cash back, i.e. we give you money back for each purchase. This can be anything from 1 to 8%. In other words, if you spend 100 euros with this card, you can earn up to 8 euros in return, so you've only spent 9 euros. So you can spend crypto in your day-to-day life and you can even get cash back. And fourthly, it's important to know that when we talk about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, well, it's often equated and has been for years with the dark web, i.e. the illegal internet, but also with money laundering and terrorism. But it's important to remember that statistically speaking, these illicit activities represent between 0 to 4% and 1.1% of all cryptocurrency transactions. So it's completely ridiculous. It's a myth you can put aside. In 5, you should know that cryptocurrency is completely legal and is legal in France. And there's even a 30% tax on the capital gains you make on these investments. 6, it's often said that Bitcoin pollutes. Well, not that much. Quite simply because the power consumption of the Bitcoin network represents a country such as Sweden, and to run the network it is estimated that around 76% of electricity comes from renewable energy sources, i.e. wind, hydro, solar, etc. And so Bitcoin, which is a very small part of the world's total energy consumption, is also a polluter. So Bitcoin, which is considered to be an electricity-hungry crypto, doesn't pollute that much. And there are even other cryptocurrencies called altcoins, i.e. alternative coins. There are over 10,000 of them. Well, they consume far less than Bitcoin. In 7, you should know that 8% of French people have already invested in and bought cryptocurrencies, and that almost 30% of French people want to buy them. So maybe you're one of them. In this video, I'll show you how to get started easily and securely. And my 8th and final point is quite simply that people say that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, well, you make transactions anonymously. Well, no, not at all, because all transactions are on the blockchain, a giant network that groups all transactions together. So we know that person A sent person B such and such an amount on such and such a date. And there's traceability from the very first transaction. Well, often, when you create an account on an exchange, you give your identity just like when you create a bank account. And so here, we're not at all in the dark web, in something illegal. No, everything is known, everything is traced, and nothing here is anonymous. And now that we've seen how Bitcoin works, what the 8 preconceived notions are, and the 8 things you need to know about cryptocurrency, let's take a look at how to buy some and how to get free cryptocurrency. And yes, you need to know that to buy cryptocurrency, most often people go through exchanges. So it's like banks in real life or in digital mode, but here with cryptocurrency purchases. And there are more and more of them. And the one I particularly use is number 1, Binance, which accounts for 70% of volumes and transactions. For me, it's the most secure and comprehensive platform available. And like any bank that's trying to attract business, that's trying to attract new customers, in fact, most of the time they offer bonuses. And these bonuses, for example, if you go to the Crypto.com platform, which is a platform that's pretty easy to use. In fact, I've got a full tutorial right here. Well, it offers to give you $25 in bonuses by using its platform. On Binance or FTX, they'll give you fee reductions. In short, all the platforms are going to try to attract customers because they know that once they buy cryptocurrency on that platform, well, they're going to stay loyal and continue to buy, or why not sell from that platform. So exchange platforms are like banks, and they try to attract you to give you bonuses or fees for transactions. And if you want to set up an account today, well, you've got links describing all these bonuses, so don't hesitate to check out the description. My 2 favorite platforms are Binance and Crypto.com. Binance is my favorite platform, which I find the most secure, the most reliable, and which allows you to buy over 400 different cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, the best known, but also Ethereum, Polkadot, and others at a lower cost. And Crypto.com, well, it's an application that's very designer, very fun, quite simple to use, but the fees are a little bit higher. And personally, I have a few different platforms, simply to diversify, i.e., I don't put my money in the same basket. No, I use Binance, Crypto.com, Swiss Bank, in short, lots of different platforms to simply diversify my investments and therefore reduce the risks in case, and you never know, one of these platforms closes its doors. And so before showing you how to actually buy cryptocurrency, and you'll see, it's pretty simple. Well, you need to ask yourself one question, and that's when to buy. And if you're watching this video, you're almost ready to buy, but you don't necessarily want to take the plunge. And that's to your credit. Take your time to invest. The most important thing is to educate yourself, to learn how it works, and then to jump in. But often, the number one excuse I hear is that I don't have time to invest, or that it's not necessarily the right time. And often, what I tell people who want to get started is, well, you don't have to put an astronomical amount of money into a platform. No, you can put in $10 or $100 to get started. You can buy the equivalent of $10 worth of Bitcoin. At least you'll be on the train and you'll be able to say, I bought cryptocurrency, and you've diversified and you've already passed a big milestone. Because in general, when you invest, well, you're going to be all the more interested in the technology, how it works, and with the least risk. It's better to invest $10 and lose it by making a mistake than to invest $1,000, $10,000 and jeopardize that sum. By investing $10, you'll get to know how it works and limit your mistakes. So what I often recommend, and here I'm not giving you investment advice at all, but I'm showing you how I would invest if I were a beginner today. It's to invest a very small amount, even just a very small amount, to get on the bandwagon to invest in crypto and see how it works, and invite you to educate yourself on the subject. And two, you're going to think, is this the time to invest? Well, there's a very simple, very boring but very simple strategy called DCA, which stands for dollar cost average. It smooths your investment. In other words, no matter what the crypto's price, you're going to buy on a regular basis, whether it's once a month, once a week, or once every 2 weeks. This allows you to buy at a high price and then buy at an average price a month later, or even at a very low price if the market falls. This smooths out your investment. So you don't buy at the peak, you don't buy at the bottom, but you smooth it out intelligently. And that's the number one strategy you need to know, because no matter what the emotions, no matter what the color of the market, if it's in the green or if it's in the red in the event of a fall, well then, you're going to keep investing. This allows me to make a good transition to the third point, which is what to buy. In general, the two safest cryptocurrencies are Bitcoin and Ethereum, which will be around for many years to come. And if you're wondering what to invest in, well, personally, I'd buy Bitcoin and Ethereum because I'm convinced that in 5 or 10 years' time, they'll be selling for a lot more than the current price. So yes, you've got over 15 or 20,000 different cryptocurrencies, but often these are projects that can be either scabrous at birth or not with any real utility. So, to start with, it's best to stick to Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are ranked number 1 and 2 respectively in the CoinMarketCap ranking, which is a platform that references all cryptocurrencies by capitalization, i.e. by the amount invested in the crypto. So now that I've told you about investing a small sum, investing in DCA, i.e. on a regular basis, and what to invest in, i.e. Bitcoin, Ethereum, let's move straight on to how to buy. I'm going to show you how to do it from A to Z on the Binance platform. So you can create an account with my link at the bottom. You can also create an account on crypto.com if you like, and you'll find tutorials on all the platforms I talk about on my channel. If you're lost, you've got a tutorial on Binance, you've got a tutorial on crypto.com that explains in just a few minutes how it all works. And once you've created an account on Binance using my link just below, you can access this page. And then you can go to buy crypto here, which means buy crypto. And here you can either make a transfer from your regular bank account and send it to Binance, and buy Bitcoin or Ether in a matter of seconds. You can do this by bank transfer, but you can also do it by credit card. To do this, go to bank deposit, choose SEPA transfer. You'll be told that it takes about 1 or 2 days. Here you can also pay with your bank card. You're told you'll be charged 1.8%. The cheapest way to pay is by bank transfer if you have a little time. And then, once you've chosen between bank transfer and credit card, you continue to this point. For the example, I'll show you credit card. It's very, very simple. Click on continue. There's your first and last name. Enter your card number, expiry date, and CVV code, and press next. I'm not going to explain how to make a bank transfer. It's very simple. And once it's done, you'll receive euros in your wallet. Here in wallet, you go to fiat and spot, which is your wallet with your euros or dollars. But I think that for you, it will be in euros. And to convert your euros into Bitcoin, for example, it's very, very simple. You have a tool here called Binance Convert. Basically, it's Binance's conversion tool. Click here. Here you choose the euro you've just deposited, and then you put Bitcoin right here. You enter the amount you want. Here, for example, I'm putting in 20 euros. They give me a small estimate of how much I'll get in Bitcoin. So here, 0.00071,245 Bitcoin. And if you agree, well, you press convert here and it will convert your euros into Bitcoin. And there you have it, your Bitcoin owning euros. You can do the same thing with Ether in the same way. And what I generally recommend you do when you have cryptocurrency, whatever the amount, is to secure your wallet here by pressing security. And the bare minimum is to set up a two-factor authentication, what we call a 2FA. You'll need an application like Google Authenticator that generates a different code every 30 seconds, a 6-digit code that you'll have to enter on the application to prove that you're the owner of that account. This gives you double the security of your account. Firstly, you'll have your password, and secondly, you'll have to enter these 6 digits every time you want to make a transaction or access the application. And once you've bought, once you've secured, you say to yourself, what can I do with this crypto? Well, you could send it to a friend or pay for a product or service with it. To do this, go to wallet. You choose the fiat and spot wallet over your classic wallet. And let's say you're going to send Bitcoin to someone. Well, you go here to withdraw. Here, you'll enter the recipient's address. You choose the network. You can also send a Binance user in a very, very simple way. And now you're probably wondering, what address should I use? Well, quite simply, for each wallet and for each crypto, you have a destination address that allows you to receive crypto. So in this case, let's say you want to give someone your address so that they can send you Bitcoin. Well, you go here to deposit, you mean deposit, or in other words, receive. You choose the network. Here you have an address that you can copy and send to the person in question. And so it's via this address that you can receive or send crypto. But if you don't want to transfer or send crypto and you want to spend it, well, you can very well spend it with your Binance card here, which is completely free and allows you to earn cryptos in cashback, i.e. in return for every purchase you make in your daily life. But if you still don't know what to do with your crypto, well, you can make sure you generate income passively. Yes, Binance can do just that. Binance is an app that I love with lots of different features. And to turn your money around and generate interest, you go here to earn, which means earn. Well, you're offered returns, i.e. income from investing this money, either locked in or flexibly. In other words, you can access this money at any time. So you see, for example, on these cryptos like the BUSD, well, it allows you to get 10% here in return on your investment. And yes, you don't necessarily have to be exposed to the volatility of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, which can fall as well as rise drastically. And you can invest in what we call stable coins, i.e. cryptos that are stable and backed by the dollar. For example, the BUSD is Binance's stablecoin backed by the dollar, and for one BUSD, well, you have the equivalent of $1. So you're not exposed to the volatility of this cryptocurrency since it's completely stable. And so it allows you to have returns of 10% and not lose any money. And before I tell you about today's little gift and until the end of the video, well, I'm going to talk to you about what my strategy would be today if I got into cryptocurrency. Because yes, when you invest in something, you need to have a strategy, and you'll see it's a very, very simple, ultra efficient strategy that requires very, very little time. The strategy I apply is called buy, which means buy and hold, i.e. own and never sell. In any case, not for the short term, i.e. 6 months, a year, 2 years, but longer, even over 5 or 10 years. This strategy then is buy and hold. In other words, buy and never try to sell at the best price or buy back at the best price. It's always a strategy that can seem perilous, especially if you're just starting out. In fact, half of all traders lose out when they use this kind of strategy. So maybe it's not you as a beginner or even me who's going to make money, i.e. buying or selling at such and such a time. No, I don't touch that. I buy Bitcoin and Ether on a regular basis in DCA once a month, and I have a vision of 5 or 10 years, 20 years, because I'm convinced that these two cryptocurrencies in particular will perform well over the next few years. And then in 5, 10, 20 years time, I'll sell some of my capital to make a profit. But personally, I try to avoid spending as much of my cryptocurrency as possible because I'm convinced that in a few years time, it will be worth much, much more than it is today. So there you have it. Congratulations to you you if you've stayed through the whole video, because I've got a little present, or even two little presents for you. But let me just remind you that this was a video to show you how I myself would get started in cryptocurrency today in a simple way, and also understand how cryptocurrency works, its network, the blockchain, how to secure, how to buy, how to generate passive income if I were to invest today. And no matter when you watch this video here, it's valid today, but it will also be valid in 1, 2, 3, 5 years, because here we're on fundamentals, we're on basics, and those basics aren't going to change. So let me remind you, no financial advice, no investment advice. Do your own research on the subject. I'm just trying to give you some tips and tricks to get you started today. And today's little gift, well, it's a gift from Ledger, a French company that secures your cryptocurrency with a key. This is the ultimate in security. It lets you secure your cryptocurrency with a key that looks like a USB stick. And today, I've got 2 to give away. And to win them, all you have to do is drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment about your opinion of the video. What did you think of it? Did it inform you? Did it educate you? And most importantly, did you invest in it today? That's all there is to it. And as a reminder, if you want to get started today, don't hesitate to use the links in the description, which will give you discounts on all platforms, as well as bonuses. And that's just by using the link at the bottom. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't hesitate to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, set off the little bell, send me as many good vibes as you can in the comments. I hope that you too will become part of the cryptosphere thanks to this video. While you're waiting for the next video, check out the Binance tutorial if you're not at all familiar with the platform. It's an ultra complete tutorial that lasts 27 minutes and explains how it works from A to Z. See you soon for a new video. In between videos, I'll be on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. Don't hesitate to add me on these networks. See you soon. Bye for now.